Hello Photoshop lovers, welcome to my channel where I make Photoshop fun and easy to learn. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create this poster inside of Photoshop with simple steps that you can learn even as a beginner like you inside of Photoshop. Right? If you're not getting your Smart Designer Premium assets, this has templates, images, PNG files, and backgrounds that you can use for your flyers and your compositions. To get this, click the link in the description of this video. Also, you have templates, also part of the link in the description of this video. If you've not subscribed, now is the best time to hit the subscribe button anytime from now. Without having to say much, let's jump right into this. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on File and click on New like this. And I'm going to come here and change this to inches instead of pixels. And I'm going to make it a 4x5. Right? And I'm going to put the name here. So this is going to be a social media flyer. Right, so transparent, and click on create like this. Right, so I'm just going to bring this inside. This is the first image like this. Right, so I'm just going to drag this and drop it inside like this. Move this upward like this, and somewhere here is good. Hold down shift while expanding like this, and Ctrl J to duplicate this. Bring this down here like this and move it close to it. Now if you zoom closer, you can see that I have an empty space. Don't worry about this space, we'll fix it now. So I'm just going to have this here. Right, now the next thing, Ctrl T, and I'm going to hold down Ctrl and drag these edges to create this effect like this. And I'm just going to place this here like this. Nice and easy. Click enter when you're done. You can see I have a grand plane. I still have this, so let's quickly fix this. Right, so to do this, create a new layer like this. Double click on the color here and sample this dark color here. Click OK. With your brush selected, you want to make the brush smaller, and hold down shift while dragging this to create a straight line. Change the blend mode to, let's see, okay, I'm going to use this lighter color before and after. I can see it has vanished. So we have our background ready and good to go. So I'm just going to create, before I do that, let me group all of this. Ctrl G to group this, and I'm going to name this background BG. Right, so now I have my background ready. The next thing I'm going to do is go to adjustment layer, and I'm going to go to solid color. I'm going to select a dark color, just a black color like this. Click on this, and I'm going to select the brush. Right, and yes, I'm going to select the mask. Select my brush. Make sure you're selecting the soft brush. You can use this, but I always like using the soft round pressure overlay brush. Right, so I'm going to reduce my flow to like a 55 and increase the size of my brush. But make sure you're working on a black, your foreground is set to black because your mask is a white mask. And I'm just going to go gently on these areas that I want to reveal. Right, you can see I'm using this to create like a vignette effect. Alright, so I can reduce this if it's too much to have something like this. And this is before and this is after. Right? So moving on, next thing I'm going to do is go to adjustment layer, and I'm going to select color balance. You can copy my settings for this. I'm just going to make this background warmer. so you can give me that burger feel taste. Okay, so moving on. So now that I have this, right? So I'm going to go on with this. Let me bring this up a little bit. So moving on, I'm just going to stay on top of this layer and I'm going to bring in the image of the burger I intend to use. Right? So I'm just going to make it smaller to fit into this frame here. Very important also. And I'm going to make this bigger also. Click enter when you're done, like this. And create a new layer. And make sure you're using your foreground color set to black. I'm trying to create a shadow here. So click 2 times, right? Ctrl T and hold down Shift to bring this down. And I'm going to place it under it like this. This is like the shadow cast. I'm going to duplicate this shadow, Ctrl J. Right. So with this one, I'm just going to hold down Shift and Alt, or your Alt key, to make it smaller and make sure it's in the middle. Duplicate this like twice to get these effects. Group everything again and you can name this shadow. Now the reason why we're grouping all of these layers is to make sure that you don't have layers that are cluttered with elements and things. At the end of the day, you get confused. It's very, very good you arrange your layers inside of Photoshop, because if you understand your layers, how layers works, you understand how Photoshop itself works. All right, so let's adjust this image. Let's make it pop just a little bit. So you can copy my settings for this, increase the vibrance and press OK. Okay, it seems to be too much. Let's reduce it a bit. So I'm just going to go back there and reduce things a bit. So I'm just going to drag this down and drag this down and click OK, like this. Okay, so now that we have this, I'm going to bring this image in. Like I told you, to download this elements that I use for this design, the link is in the description of this video. Just scroll to the description of this video and you see the link to get all of these images. Click enter when you're done with this, and you can go back there, take something like this. I'm going to add a little bit of twist to this. So I can have this somewhere here, warp this also, and position this somewhere here. Click enter, and I'm going to change the blend mode to what? Screen, just like this. So change the screen, I can reduce the opacity, and I have something like this going on. So I can also duplicate this, Ctrl J and Ctrl T to flip this, and position this somewhere here. Click enter when you're done. Select the mask, and I'm just going to get rid of these areas. So select the brush, make it smaller. Like this. And now that you have something around here, I'm just going to group all of this and I'm going to name this fire. You can see I'm trying to keep things ordered inside of Photoshop here like this. I'm going to bring this inside, drag and drop inside like this. And I'm going to flip this. And I think somewhere like this. Change the blend mode to screen. I think I might have to flip it again. Ctrl T and flip this vertical. Okay, this is how it's supposed to be. And of course, make it bigger like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it beneath. So I'm just going to hold and drag beneath the shadows, right? Create a mask and select your brush, B for brush, make sure your foreground color is set to black. And I'm going to conceal these areas like this. So concealing these areas like this, I can hold down shifts and adjust from on top like this. And voila. So I haven't done that. The next thing I'm going to do is stay on the top layer and I'm going to bring in this image because it has something very important for this design. So I'm just going to drag inside and drop like this. And I'm going to, let's say make it, I'm just going to place it here. Now, to work on this alone, I'm going to hold down the Alt key so that, and click on the eye so that I can see only this layer. I'm going to use my marquee selection to select this alone. And I'm going to press Ctrl J to make a duplicate copy of this. So I can now hide this or delete this. I don't need this. And proceed to turn on all my layers, including this one. All right, you can see that I did a great job of selecting this. So I'm just going to position this around my design like this. So rotate where I have to rotate, make it big where I have to make big. And yeah. So with this one here, I'm just going to add the blur instantly to this. Increase, and yes, this one, I'm going to convert to smart object first if I add a blur. Filter and blur, Gaussian blur, and make sure it's not as much as the first one, and click OK. Right, so I have this in place. One last thing, I'm just going to add one last element from this pepper sauce. And I'm going to place this here. I'm going to rotate this and rotate this. Rotate this again and click enter. Hold down the Alt key and drag this blur effect to this layer. Double click and increase the blur value. So the nearer the image, the more blur it tends to appear. Right? So group all of this, and I'm going to name this, of course, you guessed right, pepper. So the next thing I'm going to do here is very, very simple. Click on this and click on exposure. Now, inside of exposure, I'm going to create clipping mask to this, only the pepper. And I'm going to reduce the exposure like this. And of course, this gamma correction, I'm going to increase it a bit. Make sure you're not doing too much. Click on this, select your brush. Make sure your foreground color is set to black because you're working on a white mask. And reveal the areas you want light to hit. And that's basically all you need to do. Easy peasy. So you can make adjustments, reduce the exposure, just to fit this composition and this flyer generally. So for the shadow, you might want to increase it, bump it up. back so that I can have a balanced effect. Create a new layer and select your text like this, and you want to type something. So what I'm typing here is pretty simple. It's going to be hot burger. So I'm just going to speed this up. So most times you can choose to create an adjustment layer, increase the levels of red and yellows to make it pop more, but I'd rather not go this route for this design. Instead, I'm going to make a snapshot of this layer, Ctrl-Alt-Shift-E to make a snapshot, Ctrl-Alt-Shift and E to make a snapshot, convert this to smart object. And I'm just going to go to filter, I'm going to go to camera raw filter, and I'm going to make all my adjustments inside of camera raw filter. Right, like increasing the temperature here, and also increasing the texture. Increasing the DAs and clicking OK like this. And this is what you have at the end of the day. If you've liked this video, if you've gained something significant from this video, make sure you don't click away. Make sure you click the like button and make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any of the content that I will be putting up anytime from now. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.
With over 1,000 premium fonts, over 100 high-quality PSD flyer templates, over 700 icons, over 3,000 premium stock photos, 3,000 plus high-resolution backgrounds, 1,000 plus 3D and PNG assets, editable PSD templates, and lots more. If you're a creative designer, UI, UX, or web designer, the Smart Designer's graphics assets will make your life much more easier.